All right. We are in the building. We are in the building. We are live, man. Hit that thumbs up. We're going live. We are in the building. Man, folks, um our book Foolish American Politics. Let's discuss the issues. It's still available if you want to purchase it. We give you the card there. Foolish American Politics. Let's discuss the issues. Also, my ebook, Davion and Michaela, which is a love book. Um, that's available on ebook at Barnes and Nobles. We also have it on Apple. I think Apple has like your little, you can read it on Apple, the Apple Pad, download the ebook through your Apple device. So I will have a promotional yeah, we'll have a promotional, card like we do for Foolish American Politics for the ebook here in a minute. So whether you're into politics or whether you're into black love or whatever, we have the sources. We also have the T-shirt still available. We're going to put that also now on Facebook. Not on Facebook, but on YouTube down there in that section starting next week because we'll be selling our t-shirts on YouTube. All right, so I will be uh, reporting live next week from Los Angeles. Thumbs up and shout out to Los Angeles. I got to go down there to promote our film, Davion and Michaela, as well. So we'll be down there in the LA area next week, and we'll be broadcasting, hopefully live, down there next week. Um, but let's get into it, man. We got two different types of cases here, and we're going to be getting into it here. The white supremacists, they're upset, they are mad, they've been taking so many L's. So they've been out there really frustrated, especially the police department. These race soldiers these white supremacists in the police department, they've been really showing out. Man, they've been showing out, they've been showing out, they've been upset. They basically still upset with this verdict in the case of Derek Chauvin. Man, they've been out there upset that Bill Cosby got off. The white supremacists are just extremely upset, man. All right. Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. If you want to call us, you can. 516-418-5867. That's the number to call, 516-418-5867. Um, Man, we have been on it for a very long time, a season where we had basically had a lot of good topics that we have covered. We basically also covered a lot of stuff in the press because the white media, they like to spin a lot of stuff. They don't really tell you the truth. They like to really they like to spin the stuff, that spin the truth. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, hit that like, share, subscribe button. And ladies and gentlemen, man, we've been having all kinds of things happening ever since Bill Cosby got out of jail. The white supremacists have been showing their asses, man. They've been out there. Hit the cash out. That's hit the cash out. Shouts out to Tori in the live chat. Hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. See, the white supremacists have been taking all kinds of L's. Man, they've been out there showing they ass. They've been basically upset because we've been out there pulling up on them so much that they like we've never experienced this. The old bought and paid for bootlicking civil rights generation. They have not been really doing stuff like this. So the youth really gets it. The young people really gets it. And they've been out here really upset with us in the black media because the black media has been educating the black youth and we've been empowering the black youth as to what it's all about. And so they've been taking so many L's, man. They've been crying foul. They've been basically lying, talking, and trying to spin the narrative. They've been out here attacking black people still, and then lying about the narrative. They've been out here doing a lot of things that we've been watching them on. You see, the white supremacists, they cannot stand when black people win. They cannot stand. Shouts out to my twin sister Latoya and the chat room. Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Man, they've been taking all kinds of L's, y'all. Man, they've been out there upset. They're in South Carolina. Man, they basically out there. They've been losing. They out there in South Carolina was like, we got to get some revenge on these Negroes. They have been basically on cold. Not all, but most of us have been on cold with each other. So the white supremacists, they're basically like, damn, these niggers, how in the hell have they been on cold as of lately? What is going on? And who's educating these Negroes? And that's where that's where we basically, the black grassroots, have been coming in. We've been basically telling folks that we are entering in a different stage of just pulling up on the white supremacists. See, it used to be a time where the white supremacists, they were able to hide all kinds of things. They were able to hide like the evidence, the racist white supremacist police. They were able to hide a lot of stuff, man. And now video is everywhere. You can't get away with a lot of stuff because video is everywhere. So when we come and we're gonna get into it, we're gonna have the music break. 516-418-5867 is the number to call in when the phone line is open. And on the Lawyer Henderson show, our topic is when the white supremacists beg you to pull up, you basically, hell, go ahead and pull up if that's what they're requesting. That's our topic on the Lawyer Henderson podcast show today. Thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. See, hold on. Thumbs up, folks. I'm gonna get this video ready for you. Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, family. Like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Like, share, and subscribe, family. Like, share, and subscribe. 516-418-5867 if you want to join in the conversation. We're talking about pull-up summer. When the white supremacists beg you to pull up, you pull up. Go ahead and pull up on them if that's what they want. Pull up on them. If they want us to pull up on them, hell, why not? Why not pull up on the white supremacists if they're begging you to? Now, these race soldiers, these thugs with badges in the police department, now, I know you have to be a little bit smarter because they have the whole system on their side. Have you ever noticed that when these white supremacists like this Edward Kenny Matthews that we're about to talk about, have you ever noticed that they always got the police on their side? And we're going to get to that in a minute, but let me show you a video of what is going viral now. It's a situation that we got out there in, what's this? I think this is in New Jersey. Hold on. Let's see. No, not in New Jersey. This is in South Carolina. So I want y'all, let's look at this. Watch. Oh, hey. Hold on. I want y'all to look at this. Watch this. Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe as I get this video prepared here. See, the white supremacists are taking all kinds of L's. They're upset. They're mad at us. They're Let's see, hold on. My phone.
It's time to help people customize the state.
These ads are getting on my damn nerves. All right, so as we get this viral video into the South Carolina police department in Rockhill, that's where this went down. Out there in Rockhill, there was some two brothers by the name of Travis Price and what's the other guy's name? It's gonna show here in a minute. But Travis Price and what's his brother's name? Uh, Ricky Price, yeah. So out there, the race soldier out there, they basically, um, attacked these two brothers in South Carolina. And let me show that video right quick. Watch this. Watch this.
What is he doing to him? What is he doing to him? I got it on camera.
In Rockhill, South Carolina, the man in green being slapped by police is Travis Price.
I don't care. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Look at this dog. Look at this. He ain't doing nothing. Y'all, look, he not doing nothing.
The man in blue up against the police car is Price's brother, Ricky.
Look at him, y'all. Look at the police. Look at the police. He got him on a fake. Travis is a good boy. He is a good boy. Look how they chasing him, y'all. I'm getting close. Look how they beating his ass. He ain't even doing nothing. Get off of him. Get off of him. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Get off of him. He is beating him. Oh, my God. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. They locking him up for nothing.
Police say they were conducting surveillance on Ricky Price when they pulled him over for an illegal turn. He pulled into the gas station and called his brother Travis for help.
They must got it in for you.
During the search of Ricky's car, police say they found 2 bags of marijuana, a bag of crack cocaine, and a handgun. When his brother Randy arrived, police appeared to let him take some personal items they had removed from Ricky, including jewelry. The video shows Travis, a 33-year-old with no record, complied with officers throughout. Once the white cops began using force on him against the fuel tank, his brother Ricky allegedly resisted, prompting officers to attack him as well.
He ain't even doing nothing. Get off of him.
And while Ricky Price was on the ground, a cop punched him repeatedly.
Look at his face! Oh my God, y'all, look at his face! Oh my God, look at his face, y'all! Y'all wrong for that! Y'all wrong for that! You going down? I'm going to court with you.
South Carolina law enforcement officials.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Oh my God! Okay, we got to stop being so dramatic on these things, though. But I mean, what happened here is, the race soldiers, they've been out there in South Carolina, they've been just really just showing their ass. South Carolina is a hub known for not only the police being violent, not only these race soldiers being, attacking us. South Carolina has been known to do all of this stuff here. Remember that Petland dude? He basically, he clicked in with all of these folks as well. See, you got to watch out for these race soldiers, and they was trying to spin the narrative and all that. So now the police was saying, well, we're going to charge them with charge the brothers, but they later, according to prosecutors, dropped the charges. Okay. It says here at Twitter that York County officials hold a press conference about the Price brothers' controversial arrest in Rockhill as body camera video footage is expected to be released. Now, the police, again, always lying, always, trying to spin their version of it, trying to make it seem like the brothers were resisting. They have to spin it. But the city solicitor, Alexandria Elich, I hope I said her name right, Elich. She said, according to her, this is breaking, that the city solicitor says, based on review, Travis Price was charged in error, and charges regarding hindering police have been dismissed and expunged from his record. You see, so that's coming from, I guess this is either. I'm sorry, this is probably the news anchor. This Alexandra Leach. Okay, I thought this, but this was coming from the office of the prosecutor. Um, Kevin Brackett. So Alexandra Leach from WCCB, WCCB Charlotte is reporting that they have dropped the charges against these brothers, especially Travis Price. And now he was sitting in jail. He has like two black eyes. They basically broke his nose and stuff like that. So the police, they're always very much they have always been violent against black men specifically. They have always there's a reason why this system is against us. You see. Well, let's go ahead and read to start us off what went down here in South Carolina. It says, as a body camera footage was released of a controversial arrest of two brothers in Rockhill, charges were dropped against Travis Price. One of the two brothers and an officer was fired and charged for his role in the incident. York County officials had held a press conference Thursday afternoon about the controversial arrest of the two Rockhill brothers. During the news conference, City Solicitor Chazza J. Putman says Travis Price was charged in error and charges regarding hindering police have been dismissed and expunged from his record. Police Chief Chris Watts announced that the officer Jonathan Moreno was fired for not properly de-escalating the situation. Marengo has also been charged with third-degree assault and battery, according to Solicitor Kevin Brackett. See, that's why the video is very important, because we when we used to didn't have video footage of these race soldiers, and that's the reason why a lot of time police officers, they'll cut off their body cams so you won't see evidence, or the video won't tell the whole story. So now that we see that the charges have been reversed and the police have been charged, so now these people start to realize what we've been saying in the black community about these race soldiers all the time. Just imagine all of this time back in the 60s and 70s when these race soldiers were getting away with a lot of stuff. You couldn't even, tell your version inside, because they had like these racist prosecutors, and the judges, they were racist. They were all on code with each other. And even if you had protest or whatever, it was, nigga, I'm white and I say so. This Negro, he's going to go to jail and blah, blah, blah. But see, now the videos are showing now exactly what is happening. But even that, sometimes you get these white supremacist DAs who will still try to charge these black people in these incidents, you see. And so, but now the video is actually showing it. You had witnesses and standby, just like you had in George Floyd's situation. You have witnesses now. People are not afraid to testify against these race soldiers. So it's a different atmosphere now. And the white supremacists are upset about that. They are upset about that because now, if they have witnesses to the crime, these thugs with badges, the chief of police, the district attorney, and these white supremacist judges like Peter Cahill, they have no choice but to put these race soldiers in jail, even though they don't want to. See, they didn't want to basically, beforehand, they don't like putting these race soldiers in jail, because see, these race soldiers, and that just reminds me of putting race soldiers in jail. Family, they're basically still have not even charged everybody in these riots at the Capitol, right? So you still have these people at the Capitol who has not been charged for their insurrection. You see, so the white supremacists, they're on cold each other. They're basically upset. They mad as hell. They've been taking losses, all of that. Thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. But let's continue what happened here. It says that the head of Rockhill's NAACP says body cam video arrest of Ricky and Private Price will be released this week. Dr. Norman Gray says she's seen the footage and that it doesn't match with the narrative of the Rockhill Police Department about the arrest. Last week, one of the arresting officers, Jonathan Soto, another white supremacist, he testified that he was attacked by Ricky Price first. As investigator Soto ran up to assist officers, Ricky Price punched investigator Soto in the face with his left closed fist, says Jonathan Soto, Rockhill Police. Number one, Ricky does not appear to me to be running. Officer Soto says that Ricky hit him first. I don't see that, says Dr. Norman Gray with the Rockhill chapter of the NAACP. Gray said she believed that state law enforcement leaders will release all the video this week. One of the two brothers at the center of the controversy arrest in Rockhill is speaking out for the first time about his encounter with police officers last week. His attorney said Travis Price should have never been arrested and charge against him should be dropped. The video showing a rough arrest has gone viral. Rockhill police pulled over Ricky Price at a gas station last Wednesday for a traffic stop. His brother Travis said he saw the brother's car and stopped to see what happened. Attorneys say new surveillance video that obtained shows exactly what happened. And see, that's what really needs to happen. Just imagine that your own family members see you getting pulled over by these race soldiers. If that's your brother, that's your sister, whatever. Okay, well, why are you pulling me over? You know what I'm saying? I remember a long time ago, my sister got pulled over, and I was like, man, I had to go check out. Hey, are you all right? Why? The Oklahoma City police officer pulling you over. So it's really kind of good that when we see these race soldiers pulling over one of our family members or even our friends or whatever, that's good because now they know that there's somebody that's on your side that could fend for you, that could basically witness something that if something happened. So the brother came, and I guess they allowed him at first to get some items out of the car, and then they started lying, talking about they had drugs and stuff. Well, number one, you had no probable cause of searching his vehicle. That's the number one thing. See, always remember your rights when these race soldiers pull up, because what they're trying to do is they want you to basically get into that mode of start talking stuff. Anytime they come in groups and pairs. They want to basically for you to resist, or they want you to, they like to talk noise, especially when there's nobody around or there's no surveillance video. You know, they're good about doing that. You know what I'm saying? They start getting so aggressive with you. So it's good that your family member or somebody just driving by and they see, like, what the hell did the police stop my brother for, or what the hell did the police stop my sister for, like our aunt or uncle. That's always good when you know that the race soldiers is pulling up on one of your family members and you go over there and investigate, like, what happened, what traffic stop you're talking about. You see, that's important. You understand? But it goes on to say, though, that the video proves that Travis did nothing wrong. You had some officers telling Travis to do this, stand there, take this. Then this guy comes out of nowhere and instantly treats him like he's some piece of street thug trash, says attorney Justin Bangberg. Now, here's the thing about that. That's what they'll do. That's what happened with the brother in the car. Now, he was in the military, so he knew that they were trying to. The one officer will say this, give them this certain types of command, and another officer will give another type of command, and they both basically would try to get you to react to different types of commands, so that you can, like, the hell is going on, and do something wrong, so they can have a reason and a justifiable reason to shoot you. Like, wait a minute, why are all of y'all giving different commands here? See, that's another tactic of theirs. So you're confused. So you're like, okay, well, hell, I'm gonna just wait until y'all come to my car and tell me my charges, and then put me in the back of the police car. I would rather go to jail than be dead right there because y'all giving different commands. One person telling me, one officer saying, "Hey, stand there, take this, here, get that, look at this, go over there, walk back slowly." You like, damn, what the hell do you want me to do? You see, so that's another thing about them. They are always giving different commands, so you can slip up, and they can say, "Hey, he reaching for a gun," and then next thing you know, you're dead. You understand? So we always have to watch that. We always got to watch that. Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe, family. So, so yeah, that was kind of suspect here. Then it goes on to say that Travis is talking. He said, "I'm 33 with no record, so that's explained enough. I'm not a troubled person. I'm a humble guy. That's that," says Travis Price. Attorney demanded the charge against Price interfering with an arrest be dropped by 5 p.m. That didn't happen. Rockhill police said the charges against Travis and Ricky will remain in place during their investigation. See, they know they don't have no evidence, but they'll like to keep the charges because they got 48 hours to charge you. So they end up dropping the charges. You know what I'm saying? They tried to look for all kinds of ways to drop it. When they saw the video, here come this white supremacist out of nowhere, start just punching them as you see the video. See, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about these white supremacists on the police force, these thugs with badges on the police force doing anything that they want to, and then not all they getting is fired. You see, that's an issue here. That's a very bad issue. Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. All right. We're not going to be on long, but we got to stay strong here. 516-418-5867 if you want to call in. Now, we're going to get to our topic here of the day. I won't be on long. Got things to do, but I just wanted to come on and share these two different issues here. The book Foolish American Politics is out. Let's discuss the issues. Available in Barnes and Nobles, wherever you get your books, whether you get it at Barnes and Nobles or Books A Million, Amazon, wherever. Booktopia. My ebook, Davion McCullis, by the way, is on Booktopia. I think it was. I know it's downloaded. You can download it by ebook on Apple as well. And Tolino. It's on the website Tolino. All right, so today's topic is when the white supremacists beg you to pull up, you pull up. Now, I want to show y'all this video. See, we thought, let me get that video ready. Hold on. See, we thought.
He tells us tonight that he maintains he is not a racist, but
See, we thought these white supremacists like Jonathan Petlin in South Carolina. You see, we thought that these race soldiers basically would have learned a lesson when they saw that we pulled up on Jonathan Petlin. See, family, we thought that Jonathan Petlin was, that when they saw Jonathan Petlin, and as we asked him to come out in South Carolina, we thought that these race soldiers who wanted us to come to their house and wanted us to show up, and we did, and the race soldiers are refusing to come outside. But here we have this white supremacist Mount Laurel, New Jersey, who basically was spewing all kind of racial epithets and slurs at his black neighbor. He was arrested, and family, they needed the police to protect him. Now the police are talking about, well, we came and we showed up to arrest him. I mean, but they're on code with each other. They came to provide this man with protection because they know that the black community was about to kick his ass if he came outside. And he did came outside. Why? Because the police were in front of his house guarding and protecting this race soldiers. So they was trying to get him to come out so that they can put him into the squad car. And family, the black community, the black grassroots showed up. And man, I don't let me just let you watch. Let's just watch it. This is funny right here. Let's show that clip. He showed up and got exactly what his ass needed. Watch this.
This was how Cagney Matthews' day ended. Carried out of his home by Mount Laurel police officers as protesters pelted him with anything they could get a hand on. But this was not how the day began. This morning, protesters gathered on Matthews' lawn, enraged over multiple social media videos intended to be shared that went viral.
Keep backing up! Back up! Keep backing up!
In this one, you could hear Matthew repeatedly hurl racial slurs at a black neighbor. Folks in the community say it was a pattern.
People out here because they're angry. People saw the video. They saw another incident where someone felt they could say the most horrible thing you can say to a black person, and there would be no repercussions.
I have no right to speak to anybody using the words that I did. It was wrong.
We got a chance to speak with Matthews about an hour before he was ultimately taken into custody. He told me he lost his composure, he regrets his words, and maintains he's not a racist. Looking at that video, many of the things that you said were pretty ugly racial slurs.
I did not mean this. It was a lapse of judgment
Wow.
at a moment at my weakest point, and my anger got the best of me.
In the end, police arrested him, took him into custody, charging Matthews with bias intimidation. But he and several officers were hit by the crowd in the process.
Ultimately, it worked, but many of my officers were sprayed with mace, hit with bottles, sticks.
Riot police then moved in to try and disperse the 100+ people there. Some threw bricks, rocks, and trash at his home.
Got some type of justice today.
Neighbor Ashley Gibbons says she and her mom were harassed by Matthews, and she doesn't buy his remorse.
It was coming to him. It was coming to him, and I have no regrets of what happened today.
There you go. See, Paul Summer is happening, man. Pull up summer has happened. He's going on that line. You know how the white supremacists do. They like to, I don't know what's went wrong. Every time they're confronted now with the questions, it's a lapse of judgment. It's really a lapse of judgment. So he was the one that told the crowd to show up. He was the one that said, he was basically trying to punk this black man. I'm like, dude, mind your own business. And this is not the first time that this dude had done this. You see, this dude has been doing this. He had been intimidating his black neighbors for years. You see, and the people in the community finally just got fed up with this race soldier. This was not no lapse in judgment. This was him being a white supremacist. Then they were on code like the police have always been on code. They're protecting this white supremacist and not allowing him to get his ass beat by the community, because that's exactly what he needed. You see, now pull up summer is here. You see, and the black community came out throwing bottles and stuff, justifiably so. The police claim that they arrested him or was charging him. This is not a real arrest. This was basically, we're going to charge you with some light stuff. We'll take you into custody until all this boils down. And then he's going to be right back out doing the same thing. You see, he think it's over because these race soldiers helped him and protect him, took him into custody. But when he goes home, he has a lot of cleaning to do in his yard and on his porch. you know, and again, just like these race soldiers, these thugs with badges, he might have to sell his house. You understand? He might have to move out of town somewhere because now we all know where he stays. We all know where he stays. So now he might have to skip town and leave for a little while. Somebody told him he may have to go ahead and leave a little bit once he get out of jail. I don't. He's in protected custody. That's what they got him in. That's not there. He's not in jail. He's in protected custody. You see how the race soldiers, they were helping and blocking him. At one point, he came outside and the police told him to get back into the house. They were protecting him. You understand? And he felt the need to come outside. And then as they finally arrested him, knowing that they weren't about to leave, they start throwing bottles and start to pull up on, on the race soldier. And like they said in the video, we're just sick and tired of it. Well, let's go ahead and read this race soldier and get his name. You see, Edward Kenny Matthews was recorded hurling racial harassment and challenging people to come see him. You see, he was the one who provoked this. He told people online and going viral, "Come see me." You see, he knew that the white supremacist was going to be there to protect him. Come see me, okay? So the family pulled up on him. They came and seen him. He asked them, "Hey, come see me." All right, we'll show up on you. On Monday, his neighbors did just that, staging a protest outside his home. A New Jersey man who was caught on video shouting racial insults and harassing his neighbors was arrested twice and charged with several hate crimes, with his second arrest coming as people staged an hour-long protest outside his home. The man, Edward Caney Matthews, 45, had been the subject of numerous complaints from his neighbors in his Mount Laurel, North Jersey condominium complex, who have accused him of racial harassment, a police spokesman said. And you heard what the sister said on the news interview, that he harassed her and her mom. You understand? See, this man is a bully in the community. See, we've been talking about how to basically deal with bullies. And this man, this white supremacist, he was a bully in this neighborhood. He was intimidating all the black people in the community. The article, I give credit to the New York Times, but it goes on to write here but the tensions in the community reached a breaking point over the weekend when a video of Mr. Matthews, who is white, taunted and shouted racial slurs as black neighbors went viral on Facebook. And you think that this was just happening in the Trump era. No, this is happening in a Jim Crow, Joe Biden era as well. You see, you had a lot of black fools out here talking about all we have to do is just get Trump out of office and everything will go right. Everything will be okay. And black folks, you're gonna get reparations, and black people, you're gonna feel safe because that means Trump is out of office. Well, we're seeing at the same point that Jim Crow Joe Biden is no different. We actually seen a lot of things that are happening under Jim Crow's watch. Jonathan Joe Pentland over there in South Carolina, it happened under Jim Crow Joe Biden's watch. This white supremacist Edward Kenny Matthews is happening under Jim Crow Joe Biden's watch. Where's all the black people who told us that if we got Trump out of office, that Jim Crow Joe Biden would be better for us? And yet, we see that now we see an increase of black people being taunted, just like we saw these racial hatred during the Obama administration. But anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and continue here. Okay, but tensions in the community reached a breaking point over the weekend when a video of Mr. Matthews, who is white, taunted and shouted racial slurs at black neighbors went viral on Facebook. According to the complaint from the Burlington County Prosecutor's Office, the dispute between Friday evening when Mr. Matthews tried to confront one neighbor, LaRon Brown, who is black and the broad president of the who is black and the board president of the condominium's homeowners association. So here's a brother who is the president of the homeowners association who was confronted him about his white supremacist ways in the community. And so he's been elected by the people of the community. Okay, have you wonder why these white supremacists, these raggedy white supremacists, they're not really wanted in white society because when they go into white society, remember, other white people don't want them around because they don't want people to understand that they have a quiet racist ideology going on. So they'll say, no, you white supremacists, y'all need to go into the black neighborhoods. Y'all go to the Hispanic black community. Y'all go live around the Negroes. And they go in there and they show their hatred, even though they're the ones who come in among the black community, or they might stay in a community, of course, where black people are moving into white neighborhoods, where the white people move out, but you have only a few of them there, along with Hispanics and other people. And what they'll do is they'll try to intimidate all of the black folks and harass them in the community. This is almost sounding how this is happening here in New Jersey. Okay. It goes on to say, according to the New York Times, that the video, which was posted on Sunday, began with another neighbor, Echu Tenbei, who is also black. I hope I said that right. Who is also black, blocking Mr. Matthews from entering Mr. Brown's residence and telling him to leave. Mr. Matthews repeatedly closes the distance, going chest to chest with Mr. Tenbei while attempting to goad him with racial slurs. I have every right to be here, Mr. Matthews says as Mr. Tenbei tells him to leave Mr. Brown's yard. Learn your law. This is not Africa. You see what I'm saying? look at what he's been heard saying this stuff. You understand? Mr. Brown's wife, Denise Brown, called the police. The complaint said an officer is seen arriving at the home shortly thereafter. As he approached the house, Mr. Matthews can be heard continuing to shout. He and the officer appeared to recognize one another. Cagney? Cut it out, man. Let me talk to them, the officer said. Go home. Let's stop right there. See, they're familiar with this guy. Every time they show up, he's in a situation where he is intimidating his black neighbors. The police even know who this man is, man. He goes around intimidating all the black neighbors, and then the home association try to do something about it, and he's up there disrespecting the president of the home association. See, this is a man that he wants to bring his white privilege, and he wants everything going his way in the community. See, this is a person that you got to watch out for. Because see, he can't afford to go into stay around these other white people. So he had to stay in the community where a lot of black people are, a lot of Hispanics and stuff like that. So he can torture folks. But see, the police is used to him. Okay? They know this man by name, and that's the reason why they were on code. They basically knew him by name. They showed up so that they can give him police protection. They claim that they're going to charge him with a hate crime. which we know that's going to later be dismissed once all this stuff goes away. But the community showed up and gave Mr. Matthews what he deserved. Okay? It goes on to say that Mr. Matthews was arrested and charged with bias, intimidation, and harassment, and released hours later with a summons for a future court date. But community members, furious he was allowed to return home, took matters in their own hands. So it sounded like that he was arrested before, and they showed back up. They showed at his house once he got out, and then the police had to come back out there to protect this race soldier. That's what it sounded like. It goes on to say that in the video of the incident, Mr. Matthews turned directly to the camera and gives his exact address, challenging viewers to come to see me. That's what he said. He told them to come and see him. Okay. And to bring whoever. Okay. So he is inviting folks at his home, talking about come and see me. And that's what the community did. They showed up. They pulled up on him. Asked and you shall receive. See, he said all of that because he knew that he was going to get police protection. Thumbs up, like, and share. He knew that he was going to cause all kinds of chaos where the police was going to show up, and just as you saw, and I think I didn't show you yet, but the police, before they took him into custody or whatever, the second time or whatever, they were protecting his house. At one point, he came outside and they were telling him, hey, Casey, go back in the house. See, they know who this guy is. They protected him. And he was the one that was tormenting everybody. You see, these white supremacists, they become so bold that, they want us to do a pull-up summer. That's exactly what the black community in this New Jersey town did. It goes on to say, and I'll repeat, in the video of this incident, Mr. Matthews turned directly to the camera and gives his exact address, challenging viewers to come to see me and to bring whoever. This is what this white supremacist soldier said. So on Monday, more than 100 protesters showed up outside his door. Videos posted on social media showed and called for him to come out. So here he telling everybody to come and see him, and he, like a punk, did not come out until the police was guarding his door. You see how cowardly they are? You see what I'm saying? Hours later, Mr. Matthews was arrested on additional charges of bias, intimidation, and assault. Okay? So it goes on to say that the video wasn't available to us when we first dealt with him, said Officer Kyle Gardner, a spokesman for the Mount Laurel Police Department, explaining the second arrest. I believe the charges stem from that. Members of the crowd cheered as officers escorted Mr. Matthews out, with some protesters throwing objects at the police vehicle as they drove away, according to NJ.com. Some protesters smashed the windows of Mr. Matthews' condo before being pushed away by police. In a statement, Scott A. Confina, the Burlington County prosecutor, commended the victims for showing incredible restraint. He went on to condemn the protesters who threw objects at officers, left the scene, and damaged Mr. Matthews' home. No, if he would have been arrested for his insults and threats before, then they wouldn't have had to then throw bottles at him. And he was the aggressor. He's the one who told them on live video to show up at his house. Prosecutor Scott Confina, don't be trying to justify this white supremacist action. It was his fault. He went live and told the black community to show up at his home, and they did. They was responding to his rant. He was the one that put his address online. Prosecutor Scott Confina goes on to say that he went on to condemn the protesters who threw objects at officers, left the scene and damaged Mr. Matthews' home. His house was only damaged because he gave out his own personal address. He was the aggressor. He was the one who gave them the address to his home. So he was the one that started everything. It goes on to say, according to the New York Times, who like to flip everything, it is difficult to overstate how vile and despicable the conduct by this defendant towards his neighbors was on Friday night, Mr. Confina said. No one should ever have to deal with such hatred thrown in their face anywhere, but especially on their own doorstep. What? What? See, this prosecutor, this is what we've been talking about. This prosecutor is on code. This man was the one who was taunting his black neighbors and gave out his address. And then when the community showed up to say, okay, what's up, man? Pull up on him. Now you have this white supremacist prosecutor trying to, negate away from the facts. You see, he was the one that started it. We recognize the justifiable outrage of the community, Mr. Confina added, saying that his office will see this prosecution through, so that's justice is done. See, this is the reason why Judge what's his name? Judge Joe Brown says that you have to watch out who are elected in your DAs and your judges. Your district attorney and your judges, they're the reason why white supremacists is at a standstill. Your police officers are the race soldiers. But see, the white community is very good about fighting these white supremacist district attorneys. See, they're on code. See, this is why we say in the black community it's not just enough to have white people come out protesting with you, because they know who to keep in these positions to maintain their white privilege and their white supremacist attitude towards you. And they will hide that in front of these district attorneys and these judges. And then when you start calling them out, they'll be like, oh, I didn't know he was a racist. You knew damn well this fool was a racist. Like this district attorney. See, he's playing games here. You see, it goes on to end that Mr. Matthews remained in the custody and is awaiting a court appearance set for later this week. Information about a lawyer for Mr. Matthews was immediately available. Several neighbors in Mount Laurel, a western New Jersey community near Philadelphia, expressed frustration to news outlets over what they said have been a lackluster response by the police department after multiple reports about Mr. Matthews. We're not going to tolerate this no more, Aaliyah Robinson, a neighbor of Mr. Matthews, told the Philadelphia Inquirer. Mr. Gardner confirmed that several complaints have been made about Mr. Matthews in the past. He also said that the judge originally assigned to Mr. Matthews' case on Friday evening had recused himself, though he said he did not know why. Hell, probably his goddamn cousin. That's probably why. On Tuesday evening, state and local leaders announced in a joint statement that the Burlington County Prosecutor's Office will be opening an independent investigation into any and all incidents involving Mr. Matthews. The office also announced it would investigate how Mount Laurel police handled the incident that took place Friday. Mayor Steve Stecklick of Mount Laurel on Wednesday called for a federal hate crime investigation into Mr. Matthews' actions. He also called for the Township Council to establish a diversity and inclusion board run by Mount Laurel residents. Locally, we should do more to hear our residents, Mr. Stecklick said. Last night, as well as this morning, I had the opportunity to speak with residents of the Essex neighborhood and listen to their concerns and fears, not only involving Edward Matthews, but with the process that has seemingly failed them. Hell, it always failed the black community, man, especially when you have race soldiers dealing or handling most of the investigation, and you have race soldiers running the whole system. Man, stop, man. Get the hell out of here with this game. White people play the same game and say the same crap over and over again until we pull up and say we're not going to take it no more. That has always been their MO. It goes on to say that when a judge ignored the pleas from local police to issue an arrest warrant the day of widely reported incidents despite a history of perpetual harassment, this is a problem within our system that is only hamstrings our police from protecting our residents, he said. Another video was posted Monday morning by Jasmine Suzinki, 26, who said she used to live above Mr. Matthews in a different Mount Laurel condominium complex. See where he got his ass kicked out of another complex because of what he was doing. Mr. Suzuki, who identified as biracial, said she was Mr. Matthews' upstairs neighbor in a Britain Commons complex from July to 2016 until July to 2017. That year was filled with relentless harassment from Mr. Matthews, she said, starting with her first night there when she said he broke up open her door and stormed inside to yell at her for making too much noise during the move. See, this is a man who believed that he can use his white privilege to do a lot of stuff, you see. See, this man right here has a history of torturing black folks. He went on to harass her over how much noise her 6-year-old son would make, she said. He also harassed her brother and her nephew when they came to visit, she said, shouting racial slurs at them. Over the next year, Miss Szanki said she filed at least 4 complaints against Mr. Matthews, all in which were taken to court. But in February of 2018, she said all of her complaints were dismissed without prejudice. He got off with everything, Ms. Suzuki said. I moved because of him. In the video of Ms. Suzuki's post, a man she identified as Mr. Matthews can be heard saying that he was friends with all the cops. Ah, he tells her that she would not be able to get any help from the police if she complained against him because they my people. You see, the white supremacists are on code. So Mr. Matthews basically admitted that all of the police officers were his friends, are his friends. You see, this is the white supremacist who shows up in your neighborhood. He basically called the police for anything. He goes and hang out with the local, the hot boy, the proud boys within the police department, and then he comes back and start to, taunt all his black neighbors. See, this is what this type of white supremacist is, who he is as a person. You see, and it goes on to say on Monday, Ms. Suzuki protests outside Mr. Matthews' home for nearly 12 hours, swapping stories about his harassment with neighbors, she said. The mounting pile of complaints against Mr. Matthews hasn't surprised her, she said, and she is happy that they have gotten more attention. But she's disappointed by how long it took for the action to taken against him. I'm really sorry for the people he's still harassing and will still probably continue to harass because the broken system seems to keep failing us, Ms. Suzuki said. I hope I'm saying her name right. It was sad that it had to come to that, she added. It's sad that the Mount Laurel Police Department failed us so many times and it got to that. See, now they want to do something when we start to now pull up on the race soldier. He was the one that asked for this, and if you ask, you shall receive. Asked, and you shall receive. Pull up summer is in effect. Yep. See, he was the aggressor here, y'all. He was definitely the aggressor. See? and he got exactly what he deserved. And he should have somebody, he should basically, had they not called the police and asked him to come on outside, Mr. Matthews, he wouldn't have done it because these white supremacists, they're cowards. See, they only target these soft targets. That's what they're about. Mr. Matthews is a coward. We all know that. So now we see how the system was treating the black community, and they knew that their friends, Mr. Matthews, in the neighborhood. And they did nothing until Mr. Matthews started to get some visitors to show up. Mr. Matthews was about to get that work. And so that's when they decided that they're going to help Mr. Matthews. That's when they decided they're going to take it a little bit more seriously. See, they were on code with Mr. Matthews until this thing went viral. Mr. Matthews was able to taunt all kinds of black folks in the neighborhood. And he gave out his address, like I said earlier, saying, y'all come on over here to I dare y'all to pull up. Okay, Mr. Matthews. So Mr. Matthews is gonna have to move again. Once he go home, Mr. Matthews is gonna have to basically pack his bags again. And as you know, Mr. Matthews like to go into these communities of color, if that's what you want to describe it as, and he liked to taunt his black neighbors. He don't want to follow the rules of the neighborhood association. He think that he can barge into people's house and say, "Hey, your child is making too much noise." You see, somebody should have been on kick Mr. Matthews' ass. How can you just barge in somebody's home and just say, "Hey, your child is too loud"? You see, he's breaking and entering, and the police did nothing about it. You see, so now it came to the point of pull up summer on Mr. Matthews. Mr. Matthews was protected by the race soldiers because he knew that now, since the neighborhood came out, it was time to deal with him. It was time to do what the system refuses to do. And any time that the system refuses to do something and the government refused to act, at the time that we have asked them and continue to then seek some type of justice, and in time that the Constitution has failed us, and we have basically tried to point out that the government, all these grievances that Mr. Matthews have caused, and that failed, then it's time to turn to street justice. Street justice and providing the race soldiers with justice is the last resort. See, the white supremacists, they use their first resort in shooting and killing you. But see, we in the black community, we use all kinds of restraints. And then when we get sick and tired, we use the pull-up summer at the last resorts. You see, that's what the real Constitution says that the police should be doing on its citizens, you see. But they use shooting and killing first as a way, and then after they basically figure out that they have shot somebody who was an innocent bystander, they ask question less. See, when they start doing that, that is not policing. That is a sign of race soldiers and white supremacists, you see. But Mr. Matthews, when Mr. Matthews come home, he basically is going to have to pack his bags. hmm Because Mr. Matthews continued to harass his black neighbors. So now that everybody knows where he stays, Mr. Matthews is going to have to relocate. Maybe Mr. Matthews is going to have to just move out the city, the state of this New Jersey city, the small town where he basically keep on, you know, causing all kinds of ruckus. You see, thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe, family. Like, share, and subscribe. So we've been telling y'all that pull-up summer's here. Pull-up summer, I think it's here to stay. And this concludes the video address. Thank you, everyone who listened and tuned in the chat room. And we will be on again on Sunday. Peace. You can also listen to the rebroadcast on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Lawyer Henderson TV. Peace.